session of the Commissioner Inquiry into the Sale of Government Assets. We have with us our first witness, Ms. Pearl Stewart. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
And thank everybody for observing all the safety protocols. I think today we'll keep on the mask, given the way things are going. Again, thank you for coming, Ms. Stewart. There should be on the desk oath that we'll ask you to swear before we start. Yes, please.
Fortunately, I read better without my glasses. I, Pearl Stewart, do I need to put my hand on the Bible?
Sure.
I, Pearl Stewart, swear, affirm that the testimony I shall give today before this commission in the matters in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God.
Thank you. Just for the record, could you tell the Commission your name?
My name is Mrs. Pearl Stewart, S-T-U-A-R-T.
Yes. And your address?
3707 University Heights, Coral Grove, Belize City.
Ms. Stewart, do you recall on the 27th January 2020, you bought a 2009 Nissan Navara pickup truck from the government of Belize?
Mr. Chairman, please permit me to read a statement that I think will outline some of the questions that you're asking me.
Certainly.
Can I do that?
Certainly.
Thank you. Good morning, Commissioners. I am here this morning complying with your subpoena, which was served upon me on my 74th birthday, July 14, 2021, as it relates to a 2009 Nissan Navara, license plate 1716, which I had purchased on February 5th, 2020. I have prepared a folder for each of you, which contains the documents you requested. That is to say, number 1, agreement of sale. Number 2, fixing of the price for the sale. Number 3, receipt for purchase of the same. Number 4, transfer of title. And number 5, I've also included pictures of the 2009 Nissan Navara, which, as you'll see, was actually ID'd as a non-serviceable /scrap/junk/wreck. This vehicle was purchased for the sole purpose to acquire a part which was not available in the USA. I was advised by my mechanic that the necessary part could be harvested from a 2009 Nissan Navara, a junk, in the Vehicle Care Unit compound in Belmopan. I've adhered to all the procedures which were required to purchase said vehicle, as evidenced in the documents contained in the folder. Mr. Chairman, I saw you and opened your eyes last week. You told Marlene Cuellar that you and the Commission are interested in the facts as they relate to the sale of government assets. These, sir, are my facts. And I have said folders here for each of you.
Okay. Do you want me to?
Well, you're younger than me. Maybe you could get up.
Yes.
You're younger and stronger. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Okay. Can you just confirm for the record what was the price you paid for the car? And how was that price fixed?
I was told that that's the price, and I didn't question it further. I paid it.
All right. You were told that was the price by whom?
It was somebody in the ministry, and to be honest, Chairman, I do not recall who I spoke to. I don't know about you, but sometimes I can't recall what I had last week for dinner, so.
Yes, I understand. So, but the long and short of it is that the ministry fixed the price.
That's the price they gave me, yes.
You indicated to us that you followed the procedure for acquiring the vehicle.
As was told to me that I should, which was the price was given, I paid the money, the vehicle was towed from Belmopan to my mechanic.
All right. And who informed you of what the procedure should be?
Again, I got the price.
Yes, but somebody from the ministry?
Let's put it this way. If I was buying something and I go to Brody's and Brody's tell me that this bottle of cranberry juice is $3.10, I pay the $3.10. I don't really query or question them, are you sure this is the right price?
All right.
The procedure was a price is given, payment is made for a need that I had.
Procedure was price given, payment made.
Price and payment made, correct.
You didn't submit a bid for the vehicle?
I didn't submit a what?
A bid, a written letter
No,
offering,
sir.
making an offer to the government to buy it for a price.
No, sir. A bid?
Yes.
No, sir.
Because according to the files on the ministry, that's how the whole process was initiated.
Oh,
You sent an email on Friday, 3rd January 2020 at 10:02 a.m. And maybe you could confirm if this is yours or not. It's from Pearl Stu, STU47 at yahoo.com.
that's my email address.
Yes, and it says, "Good morning, Mr. Vicente. I would like to place a bid of $3,000 for the above-mentioned Navarro truck." And the subject was bid for Navarro truck license plate BZB 1716.
Now, to talk to you about recall. I was told that that's what I needed to do, so I guess I did bid for it via that email address.
I understand, but the documentation makes it look like the price originated from you.
When one bids, is that what not one does? One gives a price?
You make an offer,
Uh-huh.
you determine for yourself what it's worth, and
Right.
you say what you're willing to pay.
Right.
Yes. Is that what happened here?
Well, yes.
So it wasn't the case that you were told what the price was?
Well, the 1,000 I think may have been mentioned as a possibility.
So you were given some guidance on it from the ministry before you submitted your bid?
It's possible.
All right.
I go back to Brody's, they decide if the cranberry juice is going to be $3 or $4.
Certainly. And if you want to use that analogy, Brody's owns that cranberry juice. You see, the difference with the government of Belize is that the car belongs to the people of Belize. They're entrusted in managing it.
Mm-hmm.
So while Mr. Brody's can decide to give it away if he wants, it's a little different with the government of Belize.
Okay, point taken.
You know. But there are no right and wrong answers here. I'm just trying to discover what in fact happened.
The facts, right?
Yes. So the bid was submitted to Mr. Vicente. Mr. Vicente made a recommendation to the Ministry of Finance, and the Prime Minister, Mr. Dean Barrow, approved the sale to you. Are you aware of that?
Yes.
fact, he personally approved it on the 11th February 2020. Do you remember that?
If it's on, is what's on there, then that's it.
Yes, that's what it says.
Okay.
It says that the recommendation to the minister was made on the 29th January 2020 and on the 11th February 2020. DO. DB, sorry. DB approved it. You've had a long relationship with Prime Minister Barrow, have you not?
I think all the people of Belize has.
Yes, that's true. But you had a specific relationship with him. You were Secretary General of the United Democratic Party for a number of years.
I represented Belize as the first, you're talking about the party, you're talking about my
Well,
Consul General under him as Minister of Foreign Affairs.
we'll talk about both. In fact, more. You were also employed by the government, were you not?
Yes.
You were the Executive Director of the National Committee for Families.
If you want to go back further, Mr. Marshall-elect, like I said, I represented the country of Belize as the Consul General for Belize to California. So yes, I was through Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
All right. Wait, what years were that?
93 to 98. See, if you're talking about relationship, I mean, like I
Okay.
said.
No, we'll start wherever you want. I just want
No,
the record of
I'm
it.
just saying,
Yeah.
if that's what you're
Oh, so
trying to determine,
93 to 98, you were Consul General from Belize to California.
for Belize, representing Belize.
Yes. And that was while Dean Barrow was then Minister of Foreign Affairs.
And Manuel Esquivel was Prime Minister. Of course, I turned it over then to Said Musa's
Correct. Because 93
Consul
to
General,
98 was...
Mr. Young.
Yes.
In fact, as an aside, I actually held over until Mr. Young was approved.
Yes. You also served as Executive Director of the National Committee for Families.
Yes.
And when did that start?
Oh, my.
2008?
If you have the information there, there's a long list of different things I have done at different times, Mr. Marshall.
Okay.
So if you have the information there, then it is what it is.
All right. Well, I'll just confirm with you then. I'll
Yes.
read what I have. You tell me yes or no.
Yes.
You were Executive Director of the National Committee for Families and Children, appointed in 2008. I'm not sure when you left that office.
I think it's about 4 years, 2012.
2012. It also says that during that period of time you were the Secretary General to the United Democratic Party,
During which period?
2008 through 2012 thereabouts. I think you resigned, no, you went to 20. You resigned after
2012.
Patrick Farber was elected party leader-elect, is that correct?
Say it again.
After Patrick Farber was elected party leader,
I resigned July
July 2020.
2021, but that was already known that I was going to resign, correct?
Yes.
Not resign, I retired.
Yes, and I took it from an article in the newspaper. That's where I'm getting my
Okay,
information.
I retired.
But you know, I don't know that it's correct, so I just need to verify.
Yeah.
I'll read you a quote from it. It says, Pearl's position was that when I go, she goes. And although not going formally as leader, the understanding clearly has to be that the leader-elect will concentrate completely on party matters and will run the party. And Pearl feels that that person should have the opportunity to choose his own Secretary General. Pearl served the entire party, but it is well known that she and I were especially close, and to some extent, she was seen as my Secretary General. So I think she's doing the right thing in the highest possible tradition.
What?
Do you know who said that?
Former Prime Minister Dean Barrow, to a
Yes.
question that was asked by Jules Vasquez.
Yes, he did. That's what's in the report.
Correct.
I lifted. Is that all correct?
That I was what he would say his Secretary General.
Yeah.
Mr. Marshall, anyone that, as quoted there, becomes a leader, and I'm sure different people in leadership position will want to have somebody that they know they can trust.
Oh, yes. Yes. And you were that somebody.
I would hope I'm trustworthy, as I am here now giving you all that information that you're requiring of me.
Yes, yes, no. Yeah, and those are my questions, Mr.
Wow.
Earl. I want to thank you. I'll just now ask my fellow commissioners if they have any questions
sorry?
they wish to add. I'll ask my fellow commissioners, starting with Mr. Blake, if he has any questions he would.
Good morning.
The vehicle, sorry, the vehicle in question, you said it had to be towed.
Yes.
In your view, the value you paid, which you stated as $3,000, was a favorable price in regards to the part you were seeking to take from it?
The part, well, if I paid the 3,000, it's because I believe it was.
Okay. That's it.
And then Commissioner Martinez.
Good morning again, Commissioner.
Morning. Yeah, so I had the same question as Mr. Blake. I don't think that.
Well,
Let me try to ask it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I want to ask it in a different way. So you needed a part for your vehicle.
Correct.
Which part?
Commissioner Martinez, if you ask me what I need to make rice and beans, I can tell you.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you one part from the other. In fact, I have a problem distinguishing between a wrench and any other equipment. I know the mechanic was the one that told me that was the part that was needed. But I don't know what part it is or was.
Did he indicate if he has worked on that vehicle before so that he could have
He's a mechanic
established-
that has worked on different vehicles, and then also from different people that I know that he's a good mechanic.
Yes, we're trying to establish, so you need a part for your vehicle,
Correct.
and you'll buy an entire junk to try to repair, maybe to try to salvage maybe an ex-junk, so to speak. We just want to know if how feasible was that,
Okay.
and if you were able to fix your vehicle off that junk.
Apparently, you may not know that if there's something that I need to get done, that has to be done, I would not quibble with a price if I know that is what is necessary and needed. I will go ahead and I will get it. So I would not have quibbled that the only thing I would be getting off there is the part I needed. I needed that part, so I bought the junk.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
No problem.
One final question for me. What vehicle was it that you were seeking to repair or to receive a part for at the time that you bought this 2009 Nissan Navara?
Obviously a Nissan Navara.
Okay. What year, if you...
I have a vehicle out there right now, and if you ask me the year, Commissioner Blake, I don't know. I believe it's a front runner. What do you call it? Is that a Toyota? Is that you call it a front runner? Something like that. I'm saying I don't know vehicles like that.
Just one last question for me. Do you know what happened to the vehicle now? Where is it today?
More likely it's with my mechanic.
It's still with the mechanic?
I wouldn't keep that around, Chairman. Where would I keep it? In my yard? No. It's a junk.
Is there anything else you think we need to know about that car and the transaction?
I think I gave you the picture, so you can...
Yes, I have
you-
them.
And I made certain you got the color one, Chairman.
Yes.
So you guys, I think, have all the information there. I hope I've been of some help to you
Yes, you have.
in your quest of working on this concern.
Okay. I just want to be fair to you and give you a full opportunity to let us know whatever you think we need to know to make a report.
Like I said, if I have been of some help to you, I'm happy to have been able to do that.
All right, well, you have, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, good morning, Mr. Gillett, and morning, Mr. Panton. Mr. Gillett, there should be a folder on the desk with an oath. I'll ask you to swear first. If you could take the Bible in your hand and read it.
Can I proceed?
Yes, please.
I, Alfred Gillett, swear that the testimony I shall give today before this commission in the matters in question shall be truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. Could you state your name for the commission and your address, please, just for the records?
Alpheus Gillett, Biscayne Village.
Mr. Gillett, you were the chairman of Biscayne Village,
I'm
were you
still-
not?
still
You're
the
still the
chairman
chairman.
of Biscayne.
You're still the chairman of Biscayne. Have been chairman of Biscayne Village for quite some years.
For the last 2 years, sir.
2 years,
Yes, sir.
and before that,
I wasn't the chairperson, if that's your question.
well, all right, not chairperson. You're also the rural coordinator for NEMO,
Again, former
former.
was terminated by this present administration.
All right. Well, let's go in chronological order then. You were the chairman of Biscayne Village for what years?
Since 2019 up to present.
To present. And the rural coordinator for NEMO?
Yeah, yes, sir.
That was what period of time?
From 2015 to 2021, 15th of July.
Very recently.
Yes, sir.
Do you recall in or about February and March 2020 buying 2 Great Wall Wingle motor vehicles from the government of Belize?
2 Great Wall Wingle.
Yes.
No,
At
sir.
2010 Great Wall Wingle first on the 2nd March, and the month before a 2017 Great Wall Wingle.
I recall purchasing a 2010 Great Wall Wingle.
Yes. Well, let's talk about that one first, but there are records for 2.
I don't know of the 2, sir.
All right, well, you can tell us. There's no right or wrong answers here. We just need to find out what happened. All right, do you recall the one for, you said you recall the purchase of the 2010? Let me just find the 2010 file here. 2010 Great Wall Wingle. I get license plate numbers. It was Belmopan 0204. Are we talking about the same car?
Well, I don't recall the license plate, but what I can tell you is a 2010 white Wingle.
White
and,
Wingle.
And all information, I think you have a copy of it.
Yes, I have a
So
file.
It's a white Wingle.
But I'd just like you to
In terms of
verify it.
in terms of remembering what was the license plate, I can't remember.
Okay, well, all right. So it was a 2010 white Wingle.
Yes, sir.
Do you remember how much you paid for it?
Yes, sir.
How much?
$1,000
$1,000.
Belize dollars.
Yes. Can you explain to us how that price was fixed for the car? How did that price come about?
Well, as far as I can recall, I made a bid for it for 600, and the approval came back for 1,000.
Yes.
Will you ask me the condition of the vehicle as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
I'm just taking it one step at a time.
Okay.
Yes, on the 14th January 2020, you wrote Mr. Ruperto Vicente a letter, and you applied to purchase one unserviceable white Wingle pickup bearing license plate BMP 0204, located at the vehicle care unit parking lot in Belmopan. About right?
Well, the only thing I'm not sure of is the exact date when the letter was written, when the request
Okay,
was
and the
made.
license plate number?
Yes, sir.
But that it was a white Wingle?
Yes, sir.
Fits with what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You say, I'm offering the sum of $600 for the said vehicle. I'm a district coordinator for Nemo Station in Stan Hill Village. I desperately need this vehicle for personal use and also to assist me in carrying out my duties. As you know, disaster can strike at any time, and I must always be able to respond at a moment's notice. Sounds
That-
about right?
That is correct, and the reason why is because Belize rural,
Yes.
geographically,
Yes.
it's a big area, consists of 23 villages,
Yes.
and the department didn't provide any vehicle for you.
Correct. And then you said I can be contacted at telephone number. I won't call your telephone number. And awaiting a favorable response.
Yes, sir.
So you do recall writing a letter
Yes, sir.
to that effect? And the sale of the vehicle was approved to you for $1,000?
Yes, sir.
Yes. You're aware that that was approved to you by Dean Barrow personally? By the Prime Minister? Are you're not able to say?
Was it?
Yes, on the 13th March 2020.
I don't know, sir.
Yes. Do you know how the sum of $1,000 was arrived at?
Do I know how the sum?
Yes, that you offered 600 and they say 1,000. They said 1,000 in response.
Well, I guess I bid for it, but I'm not sure why they came up with the 1,000. But what I could tell you is that the engine of the Wingle wasn't working. I have to pay to a truck all the way from Belmopan to Biscayne, and it's still not working good because I don't have the finance to fix it properly.
All right.
Especially now I'm without a job, it's even more difficult.
Yes. So he couldn't assist you with your duties as rural coordinator?
Well, I never request for that.
Well, I thought that's why you applied to buy it.
Sorry?
I thought the reason you gave to buy it was because you needed it urgently for you. Let me read it. To assist you in carrying out your duties as district coordinator for NEMO.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it wasn't of any assistance in the end. It's still non-functional.
Yes, it's working, but as I said, it's still not working to the way I want it.
Oh, it's not working properly.
Not working properly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And I'm going to ask you about the second one. If you can't remember, you can't tell me about it. Whatever you can,
Yes,
just
sir.
let me know. As I said, there's no right or wrong answers. A second file was presented to us, by the ministry. And again, there was a letter supposedly from you. And it says, and I'm reading it to you, and you tell me whether or not it's for you. Whatever you want to say, please feel free to say it. I'm just sharing the information with you at this
Yes,
point.
sir.
It says, Dear Mr. Vicente, I, Mr. Alpheus Gillett, hereby express my interest in purchasing a black Wingle pickup truck, formerly of the police department, now parked at the vehicle care unit compound in Belmopan. I'm prepared to pay the sum of $500 for the said vehicle. Do you remember making a second application for a second Wingle?
Now that you read that to me, yes, but I didn't receive that vehicle, and the reason for that is because I didn't purchase it again. And the reason for that is because I found out that that vehicle was gasoline, and I wanted a diesel, but I didn't receive that vehicle at all.
Okay. Are you aware that sale was approved to you as well?
Well, if I'm aware it was approved,
Yeah, on the 4th February 2020, the Honorable Dean Barrow, Prime Minister, approved the sale of that Wingle to you for $500.
no, sir, not aware.
No, not aware
Not
of the
aware.
approval? And on the 2nd March 2020, well, the receipt says the money was, the $500 was paid by you. But it also says it was paid in cash.
No, sir.
Did you pay for the car?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
The registry confirmed receipt of the money. Could it be that somebody else paid for the car?
It could quite possibly be. Sir, there's any record of the vehicle leaving that compound? Do you have any record of that?
That it was approved to be sold to you for $500, that the $500 was paid and the vehicle was sold. It's in the list of vehicles that have been sold and disposed of by the government during the relevant...
I'm in no position to deny that it was approved to me, but what I'm saying is that I didn't pay for any vehicle, I didn't receive any vehicle.
I understand. I'm just also informing you that there's a receipt for the money on the file. And it does say it was paid on the, and it's a government receipt. It has formal receipt number, the paying number, the date. Looks like it was paid in on the 2nd March 2020. The approval was given on the 11th February 2020. So it kind of fits. February was approved, March somebody paid for it, and the receipt was issued, so it's been sold.
No, sir.
And it was 2017 Great Wingle, license plate CYB 3303.
No, sir. Didn't receive that, didn't pay for any.
Didn't receive it, didn't
Didn't
pay.
pay for any.
All right. Those are the questions I have, but I'll now ask Commissioner Blake if he has any questions
No
for you.
problem, sir.
Mr. Gillett, just to reconfirm, you are still in possession of the 2010 white Wingle, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And this is the vehicle you're saying is not functioning properly?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And then Commissioner Martinez.
Yeah. Mr. Gillett, you must be a wealthy man, a money man to pay for a vehicle and leave it there. You're saying that you didn't pay for a vehicle. Records are showing that you paid for a vehicle and you left it right there.
My signature is there that I
You paid
signed
for the
it.
vehicle, the receipt is in your name. So then, did you have an agent?
Sir, you're asking me to...
Yes, if you had an
You're
agent.
asking me to repeat myself?
I'm asking you if you had an agent.
It's
who-
fine if you want me to repeat myself. I said
Sure.
I pay for no vehicle, I receive no vehicle.
So I'm asking you.
Am I clear on
Yeah,
that, sir?
so for both purchases, I'm asking you if you had an agent.
I'm telling you for the 2010 Wingle, white Wingle, I applied for that, I paid for that myself, and I received that.
And the other one?
You're asking me the same question
Yes,
again?
yes.
I didn't receive any vehicle, sir. I didn't pay for any vehicle.
Excellent. Thank you.
In that case, I have no further. Mr. Blake, you have anything further? Well, I want to thank you, Mr. Gillett. You've been quite frank and you're very clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys as well.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Morning, Mr. Lopez.
Morning.
I want you to thank you for making time for being here this morning. There's a folder on your desk that has an oath that I'd ask you to swear before we proceed. Can you read that to us?
I, Junior Lopez, that the testimony I shall give today before this commission in the matter in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Thank you. For the records, can you state your full name and your address, please?
Junior Harbert Lopez, Benguche area, Dangriga.
Can you tell us what's your occupation? What do you do for a living?
At the moment, I do property management.
Okay. And before that?
I was the driver for Minister Frank Mena.
Do you recall purchasing a 2019 Toyota Prado bearing license plate CYB 3383 from the government of Belize?
Yes, sir.
Can you recount for us how that came to be?
I went to Belize Diesel and I saw Crush Grey Prado, the compound. I inquired about it. It had on a government license plate. Thereafter, I wrote a letter requesting to purchase that said 2019 Prado.
Do you remember how much you offered for it?
I couldn't recall making an offer.
What I'll do,
But
because
that
I don't want to
Sir.
tax your memory. What I'll do, I'll read the letter that I have on file here, and you can tell me whether you wrote it or not, or tell me if that's not yours.
Okay.
It's dated 11th June 2020, and it's addressed to Mr. Joseph Waite, Financial Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Sir Ennikian Building, Belmopan. It says, Dear Sir, I am Junior Harbert Lopez of 1166 3rd Street, Benguche area, Dangriga Town. This letter serves as a formal request for the bidding of the 2018 Toyota SUV with VIN JTEB H9FJ00K206540. Says I would like to bid $20,000. Thanks for your favorable consideration to this request. Respectfully, Junior Harbert Lopez. Was that your letter? Is that letter you sent?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So you offered 20,000.
Yes, sir.
And on the 17th August 2020, your offer, the sale of a 2019 Toyota Prado bearing that VIN number was approved to you, but for $25,000. Sounds about right?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Do you know how the $25,000 price was arrived at?
I am not certain. I just got a letter that it was approved at the $25,000.
Yes. And on the 23rd September 2020, you paid $10,000 towards the agreed price to seal the deal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Has the balance of the price been paid? The remaining 15,000.
It has been paid already.
Do you remember about when that was or how?
It's in the month of October.
Month of October 2020?
Yes, sir.
Interestingly, the file doesn't show any further payments. Do you have those records?
Yes, sir. I have a copy, well, on my phone.
Yes. I'd appreciate it if you could share that with us. As I said, the file from the Ministry of Finance gave us doesn't show the further payments. But I don't doubt for a second that it's been made. So you say the 15,000 was paid in October.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me a date from your records?
It was paid on the 2nd of the 10th month, 2020.
The whole 15,000. One payment of 15,000.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us where that vehicle is today?
The vehicle is in Dangriga.
Is it in working condition?
Yes, sir.
That's the vehicle that former Minister Frank Papamena in fact drives.
I drive the vehicle.
You drive the vehicle today?
We still go around together, so
Okay.
I still drive with him. So you might have either heard that he is in the vehicle. We do move around together still.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. So you still drive the former minister from time to time?
Yes, sir.
Did you have a valuation done of the vehicle when you offered the 20,000?
Oh, sir.
I'm just trying to figure out why the price settled at or around that figure. You just thought that was a reasonable sum for it?
I thought that's a reasonable figure. I mean, I had dealt with vehicles before, so I thought that was a reasonable figure for the vehicle at that time. And had I known that the vehicle would have cost so much to repair and fix, because when that vehicle overturned, it was left upside down and the engine got broken. So the engine had to be rebuilt and the vehicle itself had to be fixed at a body workshop.
This was a new product that was assigned to the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
I am not even sure, sir, who it was assigned to. Like I said, I saw it at Belize Diesel, and I knew that it was for government, and I bid for it. I don't know who it was assigned to. It wasn't my interest any at all.
Okay. Okay. I have no further questions. I'll ask Commissioner Blake if he has any questions for you.
Yes, sir.
And nothing from you? What, Mr. Martinez? Thank you, Mr. Lopez.
Thanks.
Sorry to
thanks
put you
to
through
guys.
all the trouble.
This is easy, sir.
Yes, it is. It's not hard at all.
All right, sir.
Yes, please. If you can send it, WhatsApp or email, that's fine. I'll write down the address. Yes. Or if you want, you could, on the upper right-hand corner of the receipt, there's a number, which is the reference number in the government's computer system. The one on the right, not the cost centers on the left. It says receipt number right on the top. Yes, and then we should be able to have the receipt retrieved.
Okay, the receipt number is 3077403.
Yes.
Repeat, 3077403.
All right. Thank you. We should be able to find the original copy in
Yes,
the
sir.
systems. Thank you very much, Mr.
Thanks,
Lopez.
too.
Sure. Morning, Dr. Campos. I think I have that correct.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for coming. There's a file on the table with an oath.
Yeah.
I'd ask you to take the oath by reading it into the record, please.
Okay. I, Angel Campos, swear that the testimony I shall give today before the Commission in the matters in question shall be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God.
Yes. Could you state your full name and address for the record?
Angel Oswaldo Campos. I live at San Narciso Village, Corozal District.
Narciso. You prefer to be referred to as Dr. Campos?
It
I
does-
see some of the documentation.
Yes,
Doc-
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I am a physician, registered doctor.
All right. You are also the standard bearer for Corozal Southwest.
Yes, where I live.
Is that? Yes. How long have you been the representative for Corozal Southwest?
Well, I was from the last government. Huh?
Do you remember the years from 2008 or
Yes.
from 2012, 2013?
No. It was just now the last election, 2013, I think.
2013 to 2020.
20, yeah.
You also served as a Minister of State in the Ministry of Health.
I served as the Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and then was transferred to the Ministry of Human Development in 2019, 2020, and served as the Minister of State there as well.
Do you remember purchasing a 2008 Isuzu D-Max from the government of Belize in January 2020?
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us how that transaction came about?
Well, I wrote a letter because I stated in the letter that I had another D-Max that I wanted to fix. And I was looking around for parts. And then someone told me that there was a D-Max that had been parked in Belize City for almost 2 years and wasn't moving. So it was a government vehicle. So I called the vehicle care unit and asked them if it was true that that vehicle was inserviceable. And they said that they will look into it. And I called back again, and they said that I can, and I asked them what procedure does it take to apply for a vehicle so that I can get the parts, and they said, well, just write a letter. I didn't even present myself as the Minister of State because I did not, it was not my intention that I wanted it for any lucrative measures or anything. It was for parts. So I wrote a letter with a letterhead, as Dr. Angel Campos never did put anything as being part of government, because I wanted it to be, if it was a bid, to be as if I was a normal person. So I did a letter and I sent it to the vehicle care unit.
I have a letter here on file. What I'll do is, as I've done before, I'll read it to you and you tell me if that's the letter you sent.
Yes, sir.
And I'll start from the letterhead, given that you've made a point of that. It says, Dr. Angel Campos, San Narciso Village, Corozal District, and it gives a telephone number. It says, December 3rd, 2019. It says, Mr. Reporter Vicente, Vehicle Care Unit, Ministry of Finance, Belmopan. Dear Mr. Vicente, I would like to make an offer on the Isuzu pickup truck BMP B0064 that was for the Department of GST. After investigation, I was told that the ministry has already written off the vehicle. I have a similar vehicle and can use it for parts on one that need replacement. I make an offer of $500, or I'm open for negotiations as well. Kindly consider my request. You can reach me at the above contact number. Regards, Dr. Angel Campos. Correct,
Sir,
Songs?
yes, sir.
Yes. That's the letter you sent.
Yes.
And you're aware that the Honorable Dean Barrow approved your request on the 21st January 2020?
I was aware that the Minister of Finance approved it. Well, the Minister of Finance at that time was the Honorable Dean Barrow.
Okay. So Honorable Dean Barrow approved it in his capacity as Minister of Finance?
That's the letter that I got.
Yes. But the price changed.
Uh-huh.
He approved the sale to you of the car you requested, but for $3,000, not for the $500 you offered. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yes, that's the letter that I got.
Do you know how that price was arrived at?
No, sir, I did not know.
You considered the price a reasonable price for the car?
Well, considering that I was trying to get a part one, that if you can check at Bravo Motors that the booster or the brake booster of that Isuzu pickup is worth $4,300, I said, well, best thing I pay because a new one costs that,
Okay.
you know.
So you thought the $3,000 was still reasonable?
Yes, reasonable, yes.
So your initial offer was a little low?
Yeah, well, it's the first time I didn't know. They just said me do an offer, so I did an offer.
Okay, well, it was worth a try.
Yeah, it was worth a try.
And you paid the $3,000 on the 28th January 2020?
Yeah, when I received my salary, I paid it.
Where's that car today? Where's the Isuzu D-Max today?
At home?
The one you bought from the government?
Yes, yes, it's there.
It's still in parts?
Yes. Oh?
Or you've repaired it?
Yeah, well, I repaired it from the other one. It was costless to repair it. But
Oh,
it did
so-
cost a lot, though.
So you didn't take the parts off that one and repair yours?
Yeah.
You took the parts off yours and repaired that one?
You do an assessment, and then you see which one is better.
So that's a car that's in use right now?
Yes.
All right. I'll ask my fellow commissioners if they have any questions for you. Marcelo? You okay? Look,
No question. It's just ridiculous to see a minister purchase a vehicle and go as low as the price which you have quoted in the name of trying to fix a vehicle that you have. It's ridiculous. It requires a lot of reflection. No question could. The questions asked would not be answered, so just give some reflection on that, right?
Okay.
Yeah,
This is
thank you.
Can I say something?
in fairness, I think I will let you respond. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. In that, I have all the time I have not been a lucrative person. And if you go at my house, I don't have a 2000 year vehicle. And I prefer those old ones because even though they are old, they take the battering more. And my dad is a cane farmer, so I go a lot at the cane field. And those vehicles are made for that. That's why. So that's why I tried to fix that, because that is what I use to go to the farm.
At the time you bought the car, you were a member of the House of Representatives?
Yes, sir.
Were you concerned that entering into a contract with the government would have disqualified you from that position any at all? Did you give any thought to that?
No, sir, I did not know. I was not aware of that.
Anything else?
I'm good. Maybe
No?
maybe just one more question to find out if you were aware of the finance and how it acts towards others.
No, sir.
You were not?
No, I was
And
not.
you're a minister?
Yeah.
Procurement procedures? I'm just finding out.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Is anything else you think we should know about the car? Or about the purchase?
No, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
Okay.
Dr. Campos.